Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So today we're actually going to do something a little bit different, and what we're doing today is we're going to do a weapons review. And if my voice sounds a little bit better, it's probably because I'm actually not playing the gameplay in the background right now, but I recorded it separately for this purpose of this video, and that's how these are going to go for the weapon reviews and map reviews and stuff, so you guys get the best audio you can. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to get right into it, and the one that we're going to do first is the M4A1. And this is an assault rifle that you have by default when you first get the game. Now, don't get me wrong, this gun, it's okay. It's not the best, and, well, actually I can't really say it's not the worst. At least on paper, from all the assault rifles, it is probably the worst gun out there that you could ever use. So, let's go ahead and get into the paper review stats. So, by default, your damages that you have with just the stock gun are 35. That's the damage that you do. And then you have your accuracy, which is a 69% accuracy with a 45% stability rate, and a fire rate of 69 with a range of 20 meters, or 20%? I don't know. Anyways, we'll get more into the range thing. It's kind of hard to describe the range and everything like that because everything varies from thing to thing, and it's really interesting to see how much it varies. And then for your ammo, the amount of ammo that you have in your magazine is 30 rounds. So, what can we say about this gun? Well, it is a balanced gun used most commonly by the American Empire Special Forces. This gun, however, on a practical scale in the game, is probably the worst assault rifle in the game. At least on paper, and from my experiences in game. Now, if you're talking about how many shots does it take to kill, well, it takes 4 shots at any range to kill, and that's 4 chest shots. Now, if somebody's using nanogel armor, pump a couple extra rounds into them and you'll still drop them, which is amazing given that he doesn't drop you first. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to the spray pattern. Now with this game, not a lot of people know it, I don't think, but there is no spray pattern. Like, there is no pattern that you can physically correct for in-game with real-life maneuvers on the mouse. There's nothing that you can do to correct for that stuff, and it's really, really annoying. And I hope they add it soon, or they at least do something, because right now the spray pattern is completely random. But the only way to correct this that I found is burst it. And when I say burst, I don't mean click, release, click, release, click, release, click, release, click, release, with like a couple second break, but just take your finger off the mouse trigger just a couple inches so that the gun resets itself. And when you do that, your spray pattern groups and clusters itself right where you're aiming. And that's really good news. And it's also a strategy that you can use. Most guns will do that. They'll just cluster right there where you're telling them to go. And it's wonderful. So, it's best to burst it. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the animation times. These are going to be really short, straight to the point, and detailed with gameplay of them in the background. So, when you get to the reload times, for an empty reload, these are obviously approximate, not 100% exact, but approximate stuff, because I haven't been able to find any source for that, but I have been timing them myself, like immediately stopping the stopwatch the second that I hear the click, and it's good to go. So, the empty reload is approximately 2.22 seconds, which is a little bit long, but still gets the job done. For a not empty reload, that's with, you still have bullets in the chamber, you have a reload time of 1.60 approximately. And to cancel your reload, this is just YY basically on your controller if you have it set up like Call of Duty, or on my mouse I have a button that I can double click, or pressing F to quick swap to whatever thing you got and then pressing it again really fast. You got a 1.12 second reload. So, with that being said, my overall thoughts of this gun is, if you're trying to get into the assault rifles, it's a good gun to practice with, it's a good gun to get to know, but overall, it's not a good gun at all. It sucks. Compared to some of the other guns, it feels really slow, really sluggish, and just does not feel good to use overall in the game. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for listening to this review, and I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back. So, today we're just going to go ahead and talk about probably the worst experience I've ever had